We're at a ribbon cutting ceremony for Daia Orthodontics and TMJ Orthopedics. Is you in the right spot?
Yeah!
Oh, okay. Give it up. Very confusing sometimes if you don't know where you are. I would like to introduce myself real quick. My name is David Walker. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Rochester area and a member of the Chamber of Commerce. They've asked me to be the MC today, which is a wonderful opportunity. I'm also an ambassador. So for those of you who don't know what an ambassador is with the Chamber of Commerce, we're volunteers. We help out chamber staff in any way that we can, and this is one of the reasons the ambassadors were formed. We all wear red name badges, so if you're ever at a chamber event and you see someone with a red name badge, and there's a lot of red name badges in the audience here today, that's an instant connection. That's a great opportunity to walk up. This is the most visible, vocal group within the Chamber of Commerce. They're small business owners, they're entrepreneurs, and it's a great opportunity that if you tell them your story, they take your story into the community. As I said, the most visible, vocal group, so it's a great group to know, and it should be an instant connection when you're at a chamber event. Ooh, I understand you're an ambassador. Tell me about being an ambassador. Tell me about the Chamber of Commerce. It's a wonderful, active organization that I encourage you to get involved with, or some of your folks get involved with, because I know you're supposed to be here. That would be awkward. All right, so you know why you're here. You know who I am. We're going to real quickly introduce some dignitaries that I gathered today representing, because we're in the city of Rochester Hills. What a wonderful city on a beautiful day in Rochester Hills. We are honored to have one of the members of City Council with us here today. Please give a warm welcome to Council Member Kara Molloy. Give it up, and we're going to do an introduction over here. The Chamber is governed by a Board of Directors. The Board of Directors is represented today by Lisa Swiftney. Say hello to Lisa Swiftney. Hello, Lisa. Big fans. Okay, and you know why, hopefully we'll hear why there's two doctors here. You get two doctors for the price of one. But I'm sure you're going to tell us why Dr. Molloy is here, because you kind of started this whole thing when you get that opportunity. But please give it up, because you know what kind of a commitment anybody who owns a business or started a business has had many sleepless nights. The commitment, the pressure, the time. But I have said this too many times that the Rochester Hills is not made up of one large business. We're not about one big business. We're about hundreds of these small to medium-sized businesses that employ our residents, that put the money in our pockets, the velocity of the dollar, and it's really up to you and people like you that really keep the economic prosperity of Rochester Hills healthy. So we appreciate that. So really give it up for the doctor who's really putting the time in, Dr. Daia. Say hello to Dr. I don't want to discount Dr. Molloy here, but since you started back in the 70s, what a wonderful time. The 70s. Yep. Awesome, right? Yeah, I was alive with it. Some of you weren't. I don't know. But it's a great time. Great time. But we're going to hear a little bit more about that when I turn it over to you. But I'm going to flip it over here to the Rochester Hills representative, because I know she has some words of wisdom for us. You're going to just knock us out, right, Carol?
Wow, thank you for saying that my words are wisdom. Yeah. My children never would agree with it, so I really appreciate that, Dave.
I love that.
Thank you so much for coming today and for supporting small business in Rochester Hills. It is truly the backbone of our city. And on behalf of the mayor and the 75,000 residents of Rochester Hills, we just want to welcome you to this business and thank you for really starting this business and really developing it, and for coming alongside and being a partner with him. And we just appreciate small business here. We appreciate you continuing this business here, and we just want to thank you and give you thanks on behalf of the mayor and our residents.
Awesome. Thank you. So as I said before, the Chamber is a nonprofit. It's a 501c6, and it's governed by a Board of Directors, and a wonderful Board of Directors. Representing the Board of Directors, please welcome Lisa Swiftney. What do you have for us, Lisa?
On behalf of the Board of Directors and over 700 members with the Rochester Chamber, which encompasses Rochester Hills, Rochester, and Oakland Township, we do a lot for the community. We also have our nonprofit arm, which is our community foundation, that We sponsor several events, up and coming. I know the Rochester Chamber has our golf outing coming up, as well as our hometown Christmas parade and our Memorial Day parade.
Yes.
Almost forgot that too, Memorial Day parade. But on behalf of everybody, I would like to present to you your first dollar. So there you go. So thank you very much. You're welcome.
In the spirit of commerce,
Yes.
one of very many, hopefully. All right, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Carol. All right, this is that moment we talked about. So you're going to give us what kinds of history?
Okay, we'll start with history. Well, first of all, let me welcome everybody. I thank and I appreciate everyone that was able to make it here. This is an event to continue the flow, to continue the practice that Dr. Molloy started in 1975. Dr. Molloy was like probably like digging in stone and forming. There were hard times, as Dr. Molloy had explained to me. Dr. Molloy has started a phenomenal orthodontic practice in Rochester Hills. I have met many orthodontists and many professionals throughout my life. I have not met anyone as devoted to his career and to perfecting his craft as Dr. Molloy. So he really made this process so easy for me to take on this well-established, beautiful practice that has, was very fruitful by giving a lot of Rochester Hills residents beautiful smiles over the years and carrying on this legacy. It makes me feel humbled because I have a hard time catching up to Dr. Molloy and what he has done over the years. But because of my younger age to him, a little bit younger, it seems that I'm able to incorporate a little bit more technology over the years. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to the future, and I'm looking forward to bringing more education to this community, bringing more healthy, beautiful smiles. We also added the part where we do help treat TMJ pain, headaches, and orofacial pain, burning mouth syndrome, a lot of complicated orofacial interdisciplinary issues that are require highly specialized effort. So I'm able to incorporate that in this office and be able to provide this service to this community, and ultimately also provide education through Paige, our publicist, that we're publishing a lot of information. So my goal is to help this community and lift it up, just like you are all here to kind of help lift each other up, so we can go to a healthier, better, brighter future. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Molloy, and just if you want to tell us a little bit about how you started and this whole process.
Sure. Yes. Well, thanks for the invitation to come today, and I didn't expect to see so many people, and thank you all for coming. I feel like I'm at home when I'm here. I came here to work in this facility every day for over 30 years, so I feel like this is my home away from home. And the way it started, I'll just give you a brief history. Back in 1975, after I finished my specialty training at the University of Michigan, I decided that Rochester was the place I wanted to set up a practice. It was, like you said, it's a family-oriented community. It was a growing community, and it still both of those things. And it was just, I thought, a wonderful place to have a practice, and it would be a wonderful place to raise my kids, and it did turn out to be that way. In 1975, when we came here, I was looking for a place to set up the practice. So I found a spot at 1460 Walton, which is up on Walton at Rockdale. And we spent the summer of 1975 remodeling an area and putting up walls and the carpet and putting in the equipment and getting things ready to go. And at that time, Walton, I don't know if any of you remember this, but Walton was a two-lane road, like Avon, just like Avon, it was a two-lane road. But it was the main east-west thoroughfare here in town. So it was a good place for a practice. So in the fall of 1975, we opened the doors to the practice, and a few patients started coming in. And a few months later, the road construction project started on Walton. And unfortunately, instead of just tearing up one half and leaving the other half open, they tore it up completely. The road was almost impassable. And it was, as you can imagine, it was difficult for businesses in the shopping center up there and in the office building where we were at 1460, and for the homeowners along Walton as well. It was just it was an inconvenient time, let's put it that way, and maybe not the best way to start a practice when they tore up the road right in front of your building. But we survived that first year, and after about 5 years, we realized that the practice was growing. We needed some more room, so we took over a little bit more space in the building next door. I mean, within the building. Excuse me. Added some equipment, and probably another 5 years went by. Middle 80s, we realized that we were still growing. We needed more space, and there was not any more space left in that building. We couldn't grow anymore there, so I started looking around. They were building these buildings right here at Rivercrest at that time. The first building, Building A down there toward the intersection, was done in 1985, I believe. The middle building in 86, and then this one in 1987. So when I came over and looked at this building the first time, it looked like it was all done. The exterior was all done. When you walked inside, there was nothing in there. There was no heat, there was no plumbing, there was no electricity, dirt floors, nothing. So what you see now is just these walls all the way around the perimeter. And so we hired a design firm from Birmingham, interior design firm and architecture firm. They specialized in dental offices. And back in those days, and in the time before that, most dental medical offices that you went into were, well, when you walked in, there was a little, usually a rectangular waiting room with chairs lined up on the perimeter, and you walked over to the little window, and somebody would slide the door open. You talked to the receptionist, and so when it came time to design a new office, there was a trend just starting to make things more open, so that the business office people could welcome the people as they came right in. There weren't any barriers between the receptionist and the waiting room, or there wasn't a little door that sealed people off from coming back to the clinical area. And so some people were skeptical of this design because they thought it was kind of radical, I guess. Maybe that might be too strong a word, but it was different. It was just different. It wasn't the traditional style. So I did visit a number of different offices and came up with this design. The first design that they sent to me, I said, well, that's nice, but let's do this and this and this. They went back, redesigned it, another set of floor plans came. That wasn't quite right. The third time they got it, third time was the charm, and that was this design. And they were a very big help. I had a general idea of how I wanted it to go, but they added things like the ceiling treatments here, and the curved walls, and the granite countertops, and the mirrors out there, and the ceiling treatment out there in the reception area. And I was very pleased with how it all turned out. And we wanted something that was kind of aesthetic, because aesthetics is a big part of orthodontics. And so we want people to feel like they're coming into a place where people pay attention to aesthetics, and I hope that got across to patients when they came in here. And so then we moved in here in 1987, and I guess the rest is history. Each day when I came in here, we tried to do the best we could as far as giving the best service to patients, best quality treatment, using the best equipment, not taking any shortcuts, doing everything as well as could possibly be done anywhere. And after having come back here, after having retired, I come back in here every once in a while and I see that Dr. Daia has that same philosophy. And he is also, like has been mentioned before, he's also added another aspect to the practice, which is the treatment of patients who have temporomandibular disorders, which is a huge thing and huge help to a lot of patients who suffer from that condition. So my compliments to you for what you're doing and with the expansion of the practice into that area. So maybe 30 years from now, you'll be handing off the keys to the next generation orthodontist and his or her staff. I hope you do. I hope you have a lot of success. And maybe somebody's being born today. 30 years from now will be that orthodontist who will take over this practice. So congratulations on the rebranding, and good luck in the future, and congratulations on everything. Keep up the good work.
All right. Thanks.
It's a beautiful riverfront location. I'm sure you can sit here and peacefully look out the window while they're drilling in the
That was one of the things that sold me on this spot.
Oh, yeah. They maybe they won't notice. Yeah, that's fine. But a strong foundation, you can imagine that's the business that you're in. So we appreciate it. All right, so we're going to count it down from 3, and then we're going to snip this ribbon. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
You're focusing on Jason, right? Focus on Jason. Count it down. Okay, help me out here. 3, 2, 1.